I bet the word networking makes you think of a room full of people exchanging business cards, making small talk about nothing, and pretending to be interested in each other. I don't like that either. And here's what I know after 25 years of speaking and coaching and building a business entirely on relationships. The leaders who move up the fastest, they're the most connected. As a matter of fact, when I did leadership development at Johnson and Johnson, we specifically had an event where we brought the trainees, the people who were learning leadership to move up the corporate ladder, would come to a cocktail party with upper leadership. And this kind of a networking was to get them comfortable with building relationships because that kind of connection is a strategy. And today I want to show you exactly how to do that without being somebody you're not. Hey, I'm Laurie-Ann, and this is Be in Demand. This is the podcast where you learn how to leverage public speaking so that you get seen, heard, and become the obvious choice for that next big opportunity. Here's the thing about networking, and I'm going to share with you that I don't like to network. Remember, I am actually an introvert. And I would go to networking events, and there's just people that are just passing out these business cards, being phony, and it just didn't make me feel good. But one of the things that I loved about speaking was I could speak in the front of the room and the right people would come and find me. So that was one of my reasons why I actually enjoyed speaking, even as an introvert, because I could just tell people, and if you have any questions that you'd like to discuss, I'll be in the back of the room and people would come up to me. Now, that kind of networking I really enjoy. But there is a way for you to be networking without going to the chamber event, the cocktail party, because there are opportunities to build relationships and be the one for that promotion, because those promotions get decided in conversations that you may or may not be a part of. Projects get assigned to people whose names comes up naturally because someone in that room already knows them, trusts them, and thinks of them first. That's the kind of networking that you want to be doing. You need to be making sure that the right people know who you are, what you stand for before the decision ever gets made. And if you're sitting this out because it doesn't feel fun or comfortable, or maybe you're saying to yourself, this just isn't my thing, you're leaving your career in somebody else's hands. And this is exactly the work that I do with my clients, helping them feel confident and comfortable in any situation they find themselves in, whether that's a networking event, a high stakes presentation, or a conversation with a senior leader. If you are someone who knows that you're holding yourself back, I want to invite you to book an executive presence call with me. We'll get really clear on what's keeping the best parts of you from showing up. That link is down in the show notes, so go and grab a spot on my calendar. Now let's get back to networking. Here's a mistake that I see really smart and capable people making over and over again. They only network when they need something. They need a new job, so suddenly they're reaching out to everyone. They need a new referral, so they're showing up at events. They need a favor, so they're sliding into someone's inbox after being silent for 2 years. You get what I'm talking about. And here's the problem with that. Relationships built in desperation feel like desperation. People can sense it, and it makes the whole thing feel transactional. Because let's face it, it is. And the second mistake that I see people doing is that they go really wide instead of really deep. Collecting LinkedIn connections like their badges, like their trinkets, following people that they'll never actually talk to, attending every event, but not really connecting with anyone. You don't need a bigger network. You need a deeper one. And that can be a smaller number of the right people who actually know you, trust you, and would mention you in rooms that you're not in. And that's the goal, because you don't want a huge list of contacts. You want advocates. So what does this actually look like in practice? Because I want this to feel doable. not like something on your to-do list, like you have to do this. Because if you go into networking events where you have to do it, your energy is going to follow you, and that's not the right energy to be in. Here's what I want you to do. Strategic networking. First, you show up consistently in the places where decision makers already are. That might be internal meetings, industry events, committees, task force. You don't have to work the room. You just have to be in it regularly and contribute something worth remembering. Number two, add value before you need anything. And that means with other people, to the meeting, to the task force, to the committee. Give a genuine compliment to somebody else's work. Be the person who gives first and then they ask later. And third, be known for something. This is a part of your personal brand. You want to be the answer when somebody says, "Oh, you should talk to, she's the one who," what's your one thing? What do you want people to say about you when you're not there? That's what I mean by something very specific. And this is part of your personal brand. And here's the part that I love. If public speaking makes you want to run the other way, first, I want you to listen to last week's episode, if you didn't already, about pain and pleasure, because speaking up in meetings, volunteering to present, raising your hand to lead a discussion, this is strategic networking without the small talk. Because every time that you open your mouth in a room and say something worth remembering, you are building your reputation, your personal brand. You are making sure that the right people know your name and your value. That's strategic networking in action. This is exactly what I was doing when I would be speaking in rooms that I knew that I needed to network, but I would just share with the audience. And if you want to come and ask me a question, the right people would come to me. So here's your assignment this week. It's just one thing. I want you to think of 3 people inside or outside of your organization whose opinion of you matters for where you want to go. Write down their names and then just reach out to them this week. Not to ask them for anything, not because you need anything, just to reconnect, to add value, to say, "Hey, I was thinking about you. I saw this and thought about you. How are things going?" That's it. Just one message sent to all 3 of those people this week. And if you haven't talked to this person in a very long time, mention it. "I can't believe it's been 3 years since we worked at this particular company together, 2 years since I met you at this conference, 4 years since we were on this committee together." That's how you can start this. And remember, just reach out to them to reconnect. Never underestimate how a reconnection email, message, or text message to somebody will actually impact their day. If today's episode resonated and you're ready to start showing up more confidently in networking situations, in meetings, in any room where it counts, I want to invite you to book that executive presence call with me. We'll figure out exactly what's holding the best parts of you back and what to do about it. That link is down in the show notes. And if you're not on my email list yet, I want to encourage you to get on my list. Every week, I send out real stories, real strategies that you can use right away. The link is also down in the show notes. And you don't have to love networking. You just have to be strategic about it. And now you know exactly how. So until next week, I want you to be in demand.